Lest new hero Berger should get any ideas above his station, the new world champion decided to deal out a sharp lesson, hurling his Williams into an instant lead. Prost was third, Senna fourth, Alboreto fifth and Patrese sixth. But Berger didn't want any lessons from Piquet. And as they went down the straight, he stormed up the inside to retake the lead, while Senna did the same to Prost. Behind them, a puff of smoke signalled Nannini's trip into the wall and out of the race. Berger didn't take long to get into his stride. Behind Piquet, Prost was retaking Senna, and Alboreto, Patrese and Boutsen followed. The Ferrari was already looking invincible, with Berger riding the curves at the chicane, and by lap 6 his lead was 6 seconds. Prost now had Piquet in his sights, and Senna was being challenged by Alboreto for 4th place. Piquet decided on an early tyre change, and after this stop, watch his progress past the line of pit watchers as he rejoins the race. Suddenly we had a 3-car battle for 2nd place. Prost was challenged simultaneously by Alboreto and Senna. Senna came off best, Prost came off worst. Adelaide is perhaps the hardest track all season for punishing brakes, and the McLaren's brakes were certainly wilting. Stefan Johansson's had failed completely, putting him out of the race. And then, as Alain Prost pursued Michele Alboreto, his front brakes failed, and as his rears locked up, he spun into retirement. None of these maladies seemed to afflict Berger, although he was trailing sparks from a piece of, fortunately, harmlessly dragging bodywork. Piquet was another in braking troubles. Watch his left front brake disc explode. His gear linkage was breaking up too, so he had to stop. And Riccardo Patrese's first Williams drive came to an abrupt end when his engine blew and he spun on his own oil. An inauspicious start with his new team. And still, the mighty Berger reeled off the laps in what was clearly one of the most demanding races of the year to score his 2nd win on the trot. Ferrari was certainly back in the winner's circle with a vengeance. Already it seemed that they'd never really been away. But behind Berger, there was still a story to be told. Ayrton Senna took a brilliant 2nd place. But in post-race scrutineering, his extra brake ducts fitted to cope with this circuit were deemed to be too big. He was disqualified, and this final race became a Ferrari 1-2, proof at last of their rebirth, and not a Honda engine in sight.
3 very tired drivers on the rostrum. Berger barely had the strength left to spray the warm champagne. But in the final championship table, his late season charge had moved him ahead of Johansson into 5th place. Behind the victorious Piquet, Mansell's 2nd place was intact. There was nothing left to go wrong.